Hello everyone, my name is Beckett and welcome back to the channel. And today in Division 2, we got another build video for you guys today. It is a Hunter's Fury shotgun build. I was talking about it earlier, I made it and it is so much fun and it just melts everything. We're not going to be using the new PTS shotgun. We are actually going to be using the Tsunami. So let's get into this. But before we get started, if you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe. And if you like the video, smash that like. Now we're going to get into the playstyle, but first I want to mention the footage I am using is in the PTS. We can still do these builds in the live game. It's not going to affect one thing at all. But now onto the playstyle. So this is just a balls to the walls playstyle. I can't really even say much about it. It's just run and gun. We're going to be using the shotgun, taking people's heads off left and right, just rushing into rooms, rushing into spawns, and just keep clearing rooms non-stop. You're going to be at the front of the pack every time. It's pretty fun and it's quite engaging. So let's get into the build. All right. So as for the specialization, we are going to be running gunner. It's a run and gun build. I mean, it's the go-to. We have the handling, rate of fire, armor on kill, reload speed. You really can't go wrong. All right, let's hop into the weapons. We are going to be running the name shotgun, the Tsunami. You can look at me, I haven't even recaled this at all, but this is a great gun and I am in love with it. It comes with the talent perfect pommel, 2 consecutive kills, refill the magazine, and grant plus 40% weapon damage for 10 seconds. This is huge, and when that's up, you are going to be trucking. So ideally, we're going to take out a couple reds and just start pushing into them, and usually you can just start chaining that non-stop. As my rolls, I got damage to armor, critical hit chance, as well as shotgun damage. Now for a secondary, you can see I have a Scorpio, but of course we can't use that right now, so I would honestly go for a mop or a 612. The only reason I say that, it's not for the armor on kill, it's the range. It is ridiculous on the 612 or the mop. It hits things that it really shouldn't hit and does ridiculous damage. Now, as for our gear, we are going to be running the Hunter's Fury set. Just leave your backpack and your chest slot open because we will get into that. And what I am just packing is critical hit chance until I got to about 55 and I threw the rest into critical hit damage. Now, as for our exotic chest piece, we are going with Ridgeways. It's just so good with run and gun, and there's just so much synergy mixed in with Hunter's Fury, as well as shotguns or SMGs. Just can never go wrong. You're never going to stop healing with this thing, and it's probably one of my favorite exotics in the game. Now, we are going to be using the Badger backpack with Adrenaline Rush. Adrenaline Rush is going to be really good because we're going to be there's gonna be 3 or 4 enemies around us at all times, so usually we'll always have that up, and if we don't, we are getting those armor on kill. Now, if you don't have a good Badger roll because it rolls with armor, you would have to re-roll it to weapon damage. You can also go with a Grupo backpack. I was also using that and it works just fine. Just that 10% extra shotgun damage is a lot of damage and it will really help this build out. Now, when it comes to skills, I always just use CC skills. I'll use my Blinder Firefly, and I like using the Pulse from the Gunner specialization. It's just CC locked down all the time. You can also use Decoy. It's really up to you. I would just stay away from damaging skills because we're not really going to use them. Sometimes you throw down a turret, it can get a couple enemies, but I just prefer them not be able to attack me when they're CC'd. Alright, so let's hop in the stats and we'll go and look at see what I am rocking with. Let's head down here. So you can see I'm sitting at 56.1 critical hit chance. I wasn't really too worried about hitting that cap, but get as close as possible. 50 to 60 will do fine. Critical hit damage around 90. That's okay because we have the Badger. If you went a Grupo, you would be rocking. I was up to almost like, I think 115 or 120 when everything was said and done. And then that's pretty much it. We just stacked that and then just good to go. Although this is a great build, it does have its downsides. Just like any Hunter's Fury build, we are going to be close range all the time. We're always going to want 3 or 4 enemies around us because we're going to be so close. We want those buffs rolling non-stop. So there's going to be situations where you're going to get in trouble, where your teammate might not even be able to res you. They may be 15, 20 yards, and they might not be running a hive, and you're going to have to think quickly on your feet. That's why I always run the CC. I love the Blinder, and I love the Banshee Pulse. If you get in trouble, and especially with the Blinder, you are going to want to be throwing that so you can close that initial gap, and then when you get there, and then they just You know, when you see that door open, there's like 6 elites. Yeah, that's when you use that Banshee and you start taking everything out. So you're going to do a lot of dodging, a lot of weaving. So you need to be quick on your feet. You can't just stay in one place all the time. But once you got it down, you become a complete monster. But it does have its limits, and you just need to be aware of that. Don't do anything crazy. Don't go rushing chungas. You're still going to have to be safe around them. Now, I know it sounds really bad, but once you got things down and you know your limitations of your build, you are going to start destroying everything. Like I said, it's not perfect for everything. I wouldn't take this on Roosevelt Island in long ranges, but most of the time where you can always close gaps, it's not going to be an issue. Just know where you can take certain builds and you'll be just fine. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the build. If you did, I have a lot more builds on my channel. Go ahead and check it out. I'll leave an end card, something like that. I have tutorials for new people, veterans, anything. We always have news coming out. So go ahead and check out the channel. And if you made it this far, hit that subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.